Okay, so anyway, so today we are going to be going through Luke 23. It's at the part basically in the Passion narrative where Jesus first is being questioned by Pilate and Herod Antipas, and this kind of this this kind of jumps into a line where Pilate is going to be talking with Jesus first, and then he's going to send him to Herod. And by the way, in our last meetup, we talked about, we read from First John chapter 1. And in fact, actually, one thing that I did that I was working on, I made like I was going to ask you guys if you had any preferences on if we read through the same book or the chapter like each meeting, or continue where we left off. So for example, in our last meeting we read through first John 1, but now this one we're just jumping to Luke 23. And one thing that I wanted to ask you guys is if you had a preference on continuing to read the same text each time, or if we wanted to jump around to experience different books. Now, I think there's an advantage to both. If we read the same book continuously, we can kind of go deep into that. If we jump around, then you kind of get of a more variety. Does anyone have a particular preference on that they'd like to share?
No, I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have any preference to this.
Yeah, I think they both seem like they have their advantages. When I my New Testament Greek class that I do have in real life, they're going serially through the Bible, so it might be a nice variety for me to jump around. But I'm so happy to do either one.
Okay, we're good. Yes. So, okay, great. Okay, so right now, okay, again, we are getting to Luke chapter 23. And thank you, Daniel, for all. I know you weren't expecting me to ask you that. I'm just gonna, I think hopefully by the time we do our next lesson, I'll have some of my own computer problems fixed. But yeah, it looks like you did great. So anyway, we're gonna start with verse 6. And kind of what we'll do here, I just kind of go in order of the participants here on the list. And so, Daniel, actually, would you like to read the first verse here, because you're actually just first on my list here, and you can just read verse 6.
Sure. And I'll just point something out really quick for people who are unfamiliar with the Logos software. If I hover over a word, for example, de here, you'll see that on the right, it gives a definition and then a translation and some more word info on the right under that information tab. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It comes in real small.
Real small? Okay.
Yeah, but maybe...
Might be able to, let's see.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's nice. Yep, that actually helped.
Yeah, so yeah, it gives like a declension on the right and stuff.
And maybe you can even pull over that left part of your screen just a little bit as well too. So if it moves, maybe it doesn't. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know if I can increase
no
that
problem.
size there.
No problem. Yeah.
See what I can do. All right. So Pilatos de accusas eperotesen e ha anthropos Galileas estin. All right.
Yeah, so what words do you recognize?
I think all of them. I hope. I'm a little sketchy on eperotesen. I think that might be a combination of two words where you have the main word, but then at the very beginning you have an epi attached to it.
Yes, I think you're probably right about that.
Okay.
What is what's the case of? We'll start with an easy one. Anthropos.
Let's see if I hover over it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it's got the article before it, makes it pretty easy that would just be a nominative.
Yes. And what about the next word, Galileos? Galileos.
So that little clause there, ha anthropos Galileos estin, it looks like Galileos is, would you say, modifying anthropos? So that would also have to be nominative.
Yeah, because the verb estin is there. That would be, it basically demands two nominatives. Yes. So, yeah, I agree. Okay, how many verbs are in this?
Let's see, we have epirotesan is one, estin is another. So that's two. And then
Yep.
akusas, I believe, is a participle. So that would be three, sort of.
Yes. Right. Yeah. I think it would be counted. Yes. So I think three would probably be how it would be counted. Yeah. Okay. How would you translate this in English?
Roughly something like and or but. I'm not sure the context. What would be better here? I'll say and. So and pilot, akusas, listening or having listened, asked if the man is Galilean.
Very good. Yes, I think that, yes. One thing that I noticed that's kind of interesting about this verse that, or just kind of interesting about Greek in general, is that they don't always use, we typically would, typical English translations include the word when right here. When, for akusas,
Yeah.
when Pilate heard, he asked, like when Pilate heard this even, or when Pilate listened kind of, he asked if this man was Galilean. Okay, yeah, great. And let's see, Hakan, you're next on my list. Do you want to read the next verse, verse 7? Okay, well, maybe he has problems. How about Maria Sofia?
Και επιγνούς ότι εκ της εξουσίας Ρόδου εστίν ανεπέμψεν αυτόν προς Ήροδον όντα και αυτόν εν Ιεροσολυμής, I think actually is their diphthong, εν ταυτές τις ημέρες. Wow, that was a mouthful. Wow, okay. So again,
you know what? I always have to say, I really appreciate you just that you bring some modern Greek to this group as well. Really cool. So I like that.
Thank you. It's that's a mouthful. Yes, get is and. Epignus, I would think epi is preposition, and then gnus, I'm guessing is going to mean like gnosis, like to know, like did knew beforehand maybe, or something,
yes,
some compound word. Oti, I think is if. Ectis exousias, irodu.
That. Oti is that.
That. Whether Herod knew? Well, hold on. That's a tough one. Oh,
yes,
wow.
It is, yeah.
I cheated. I just looked it up and I was like, yeah, there's no way I would know that. That means jurisdiction.
Yes.
And then Herod.
Okay.
Estin is to be, right? That's the main verb. And we just had that, right? If we have that, so that needs two. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This one's tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
this one's
it is. Oh, no problem. No problem. First of all, actually, let's just look through a few words anyway. So what case is Jerusalem? Ierosolimos. I think in modern Greek, Hierosolimis in modern. What
Hierosolimis.
case is that?
Well, let me see. That looks like, is that in the dative? In the dative plural?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay, so then,
good.
yeah. That's a crazy one.
That's kind of, yeah, it's interesting that that it's plural. That's not normal for English translations. But yeah, dative, because it comes after the word en. And so like, and what about the next noun after that, actually? Emeris, or emeris in my emeris.
I mean, my modern is telling me that means days. A plural again, dative plural for days. So the case is the article.
Yes.
So
tes imeris, and then the word right before that, taftes.
Taftes des imeres. Yeah.
So that's in those days, or in these days. Yes, and then so, and then a nepempsin, the one that you're looking at up above, that is a verb for send, to send.
And okay.
So, and then you have two cases, the word Herod, but what are the two cases are of the word Herod? Irodhu and Irodhin. So what are those two cases?
Irodhu, I would say, is the genitive singular.
Yes.
And then Irodhin, I would say, is the accusative. Oh wait, no.
Yes, that's correct.
Is it the accusative?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and so we have the first one being like genitive because it's of the region or from the region of Herod. So that therefore it makes sense to be in the genitive. And then it's sending him to Herod, pros irodhin. So that's going to be sent in the accusative. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, your first part of that translation was good. Yes. So like when he learned that, just to do like a literal translation, maybe word for word, and when he learned that from the region of Herod is sent him to Herod. Now here's actually a really interesting thing too. Onda ke avton. So this actually is really interesting because I think in modern or in English translations, we might translate this as himself, who was being himself in Jerusalem in these days. Yeah? Okay, good. How about Anna? You want to read verse 8?
Okay. So, hode Herodes idon ton sun Harelian, engerex hikanon chronon telon ideinauton, diatoa kuein priautu, kai elpidenti semeion idein hippautu ginomenon. So this is going to be that Herod, having seen or seeing Jesus, a Harelian, which means that it's gonna be from Hairo, probably, like a Hare, so this is the aorist, probably. So like was very glad, was very happy, like very is this lian part. Engar ex hikanon chronon telon idein auton. So because for a long time he wanted to see him, because Idein is like from sea, right? From Orao, isn't it?
Yes. Or
Okay.
I think so. Which
It is.
Okay, yeah. Good.
Okay. Diata Queen Priau too. So because of having heard about him, something like that. kai elpidzen tisemeion idein hypautu ginomenon. So he was kind of hoping, he was expecting some sign, to see some sign, some miracle that happens through him or because of him.
Great. How many verbs? Let's count the verbs in this verse. How many do you count?
So idon, echare,
Yes.
it's gonna be 2. Then en hikanon, so like en. Then idein, aquein, elpidzen, and idein again, so it's gonna be 7, I think.
And there's a lot. Actually, I'm counting even. I think there's also. Did you count thelon?
No, I didn't. So
Okay, yes, I think there's that one. And I also think genomenon at the end as well too.
Isn't it like participle? So I'm not sure if it counts as a verb or not really, but yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I guess. Yeah, that might be. That's kind of a tricky one, I guess. I believe that participles are also counted as verbs, but that's kind of how I do it. But I'm not sure. Okay, so how about this? Here's another. Since you're, which verbs are infinitive? I think that there are a few infinitive verbs here, so they don't have like a personal ending.
Dein, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's correct.
Again, once more, idein. Later. And I think it's and aquein.
Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Yep. Those 3. So, yeah, this is a verse that has a bunch of infinitives in it that we don't necessarily see in some of these other verses. And so in Greek, when we have an infinitive, it's usually because, like in English, it's like we say, he wanted to see. So, like wanted is like the verb, but then to see is in English, we say to see, but that's kind of like where they use the infinitive here. Wanted to see, and then also by hearing, via ton akuing, by hearing, and hoping to see some sign. Ti simion idin. Yeah. Great. Okay, really good. So James, I know that you were just interested in listening. Did you want to take a shot at reading something, or should we just go on to the next person?
I'll give it a go.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So eperota de auton en logois hikanois autos de uden epekronato autoi. Okay.
Hey, what words do you recognize? We'll just start there.
I recognize the starting verb eperota, meaning he questioned. And then I know logos, meaning words, in the dative. I've forgotten what hikanois means, to be honest.
A lot or many.
Many, okay. Uden, nothing, or yeah, nothing. And then epekronato, it's a combination of, oh wait, is it literally like he answered back, like apo kronato, like, or
yeah, that could be, yes.
Okay, so should I go at stringing it together?
Sure. Well, first of all, actually, before you do that, even, what about, let me ask you some other questions here too. So what's the case of logis et koinis?
So it's a dative plural.
Good. Now, here's actually an interesting thing. Look at in verse 8, we also have this same word, but a different case, ikanon. So in verse 8 it says, O de Herodes, idon ton I sum echari lian ein gar ex ikanon. And then here we have, I should finish that, ikanon chronon. And then here in verse 9 we have en logis ikanis. So we have, actually that's the same word. And how would you translate that word?
So it's a dative like with many words.
Yeah. Or in many words, or with many words. Yeah.
Okay. In many words. So he questioned him with many words.
Yeah.
And then there like suggest new clause in contrast. So but he answered to him answered him is it sort of like it doesn't really sound very elegant in English, but like he answered him with nothing. Answered him nothing.
Yeah, I agree. This is a case where English, it would be better if we just made a little bit more liberal translation and didn't try to do it word for word. I agree, because we just don't speak like that.
Yeah. So he did not answer him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Really good. Thank you. So, Daniel, back to you. Oh, for some reason I can't hear Daniel.
I think I turned off my mic.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah.
Sorry about that. All right. Heisteikeson de hoi archires kai hoi grammates eutonos kategoruntes autu. All right.
What words do you recognize in there?
Archires. Let's see. Grammates. Autu. Let's see. I'm not familiar with eutonos or kategoruntes.
Right.
Let's see. I think I know what heisteikeson means, though.
Okay, what is it?
So I think that's some sort of form of histemi.
Yes.
Yes. Nice.
That's correct. So, and what? How do you parse this word here? This is a hard one. Yeah, it's a hard one because it's the only one of this type in this passage here.
Okay. Well, it's some sort of past tense with the ending there, sigma alpha. Mm-hmm. So it's and also based on context, it's a plural. That kappa there makes me want to say that it's a perfect.
Good, very good. That's correct. It is a perfect.
Nice.
Good. So yes, that's the only perfect verb that we have here in this reading here today. Was just this one right here. So how would you translate that one?
Something like. Oh, that's actually a little bit tricky. So like they have stood or something like that.
Or had been. They had been standing.
Had been standing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is actually a pluperfect, which means that the action finished already in the past.
Right.
That's why I think had been is a good choice there. They had been standing.
Mm-hmm.
And then who was?
Would you be able to tell that it's a pluperfect because of the epsilon at the beginning?
That might be one of the indications there.
Okay.
Though I don't know that too well either. So, okay, great. And then who? And then what about? Okay, those other two words. Yes, they are hard. Let's see. Eutonos, Categorundes. Categorundes. Eutonos. Categorundes. Try pronounce that in the restored Koine. Let's hear you say it a few times.
Oh boy. Okay, I haven't been
I
practicing too much.
know.
So restored Koine, I think, would be like eftanos, and let's see, categoruntes.
Yeah,
Or kati, maybe.
Yeah, so I had been following, as we were talking on the beginning of this call, I've been doing like Booth's translate or pronunciation style and Benjamin Cantor's, and I think they would pronounce like that first word like like a mix between a V and a B kind of evtonos.
Mm.
But my understanding from Luke Rimieri's, it's just kind of more of an eutonos. That's kind of my understanding of that one. Eutonos. Oh, and also Luke has like long vowels as well. Eutonos. So eutonos. So that last omega is actually a little bit long. Eutonos. Kate and categorundes. Uru is also a long categorundes. Yeah. Okay, great. And how would you translate this one?
I'm just gonna have to look up those two, which I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, go ahead, look this up. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got vigorously and accuse, bring charges against. So kata agora would be like something to do with agora, like an assembly or something.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yes. That's a really good point. Yeah.
So the chief priests and the scribes had been standing.
Yep.
Vigorously bringing charges against him.
Yeah.
Or like making charges concerning him or something.
Really good. I agree. Yeah, great. Thanks. Okay, Hakan, are you there? Do you want to try? Okay, no problem. We will move on to Maria Sofia.
Okay.
Verse 11.
11. Ezusenis sas δεαυτόν και ο Ηρώδης σύντης στρατεύμασιν αυτού και έμπαιζας περιβάλλον αισθήτα λαμπράν ανεπέμψεν αυτόν το Πιλάτο.
I believe that one word.
Oh shoot! I just jumped. I'm sorry. I'm blind. So
no.
Did I skip a line?
No, you did the right word. Yeah, or you did the right verse. Yeah. Embexas. I think that's how that would be in modern. The me or the me and the p together make the b sound. Embexas, and I believe that would be like the x. Embexas. Perivalon.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Yeah. Embexas.
Great. What words do you recognize in this one?
Well, the first word I don't know.
Yep, I agree. That's a hard one.
That is what does that mean? But or and that can mean whatever. Afton is him, I think.
Yes. And what the case? What's the case of Afton?
Afton. Him. Oh, what is that? That's accusative.
Yes.
Okay. So
it goes with that verb. So that's a verb that's right next to that. And by the way, that verb is really hard. It only, and that's like to despise him or treat with contempt is kind of what the lexicon says. So yeah, that is a hard one. Okay, and then so like kind of like they despised him. They treated with contempt. Okay, and then what other words do you recognize there?
Seen, I know it's a stupid word that's 1,000 times and I always forget.
Yes. Yep. With.
With that,
Uh-huh.
this is an article. Stratev Masin. I don't know what that would be. Does it have something to do with war or soldier? What is it?
Yes, it does. Yeah. It's soldiers.
Because I know like stratiotis is like war and stuff. Soldiers, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Aftu is his, I think, like his soldiers, I think.
Yes, uh-huh. That's correct. Yeah.
And Embexas, I don't know what that word is.
Mock.
Daddy.
Oh yeah, actually you have this here, in my opinion, this verse 11 is actually, I think, probably the hardest of all the verses here. Yeah, so good job. You got the hard one. It's because these next 5 words all together, or next 4 at least, are words that aren't as easy to recognize for sure. So that's a hard one.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that word before.
Yeah.
I can cheat.
Well, yeah, why don't we go ahead and you can go ahead and cheat on this one, and then see if you can like string them all together. So basically, embexas is going to be mock, and it's a verb. It's a verb for mock. Perivalon is to throw or put on someone. It's a verb. And esteta is not a verb. This is the noun, and it is clothes. And lambran is bright, brilliant clothes, nice clothes, lambran. So they mocked him and put fancy clothes on him, basically.
Okay.
And then anepemsen, we've seen this word before. Do you remember what that one is? Anepemsen aftonto pilato.
Yeah, we just didn't. Wasn't that send or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anepemsen. Yeah, and sent him to Pilate.
Yeah. So one thing that's interesting that I kind of observed about this, sometimes in Greek they use the word and much more than what we do in English. However, there are times when they don't use it, where in English we should. Because like right here, you have like 3 different verbs happening. They mocked him, they put fancy clothes on him, and they sent him to Pilate. And there's no conjunction in between any of those. I think that's also what makes this verse challenging. And then what's the case of Pilate? Pilato?
Pilatos, that's Pilato.
Yeah, at the very end of it. Pilato.
That's the omega subscript, the Yoda subscript over there. That's dative.
Yes, good. Dative singular. Yep. Okay. Masculine. Good. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Anna, verse 12.
Okay. So, egeneto de filoi hote Herodes kai ho Pilatos enautete hemera metallelon pro perchon gar en extra ontes prosautus.
Great.
So, the subject is going to be like Herodes kai ho Pilatos, so like the Herod and Pilate. Egeneto de filoi, so became friends. Enautete hemera, in this specific day, something like that, just in this day. Met allelon, so like probably towards each other. I'm not sure why it's not accusative in here, but maybe it's just direction of this meta. Pro perchon is probably something like before, like if I know the Bible, because it's like gar en extra ontes prosautus, so like before that they were enemies, something like that. They were not really in good relationships, but this pro erchon, maybe it's like from arche, something like that, but I will not be so sure in here.
Okay. Great. Yeah. How many verbs are there, including participles?
Okay, so again on ta, it's
Mhm.
one. On test, so two.
Yes, those two are both verbs. There's one other one though that is strange to me too. I wasn't familiar with this one as well. The proiparcho or proiperchon is actually a verb. So meaning um, to be beforehand. So
Okay.
like so and that one's in the third person plural.
Okay, so it's gonna be three. Right?
Yeah.
So they were enemies before.
And what about te? Like the one right before erodes. Erodes. Te o te erodes. What does te mean?
I believe it's something like in Greek there is when you see you don't say you can say but you don't like Herodes Kai ho Pilatos, but you can say like both Herodes and Pilatos, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yes.
and both and.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there are two ands in this. This is one of those weird things about Greek that we don't use in English, but yeah, there are two conjunctions in this thing. Yeah, I think that it kind of implies the word both. Yeah. Um, okay, and then how would you parse ondes? Near the end, the third to the last word, ondes.
Okay, so it's probably the participle from Amy
Mm-hmm.
on test, so it's gonna be nominative probably,
Uh-huh.
plural, and masculine.
Okay, excellent. Great. Thank you very much. Okay, James, verse 13.
Yes, it's a short one. Sorry,
Yes.
guys. Pilatos de sug no sunkalesamenos tus archeires que tus arcontas kai ton laon. So I I recognize all the words, except I'm a bit confused about the prefix on on the participle sug kalesamenos, because I understand that it comes from, I think, kaleo, like
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
so, but I'm not sure about the prefix. So as it stands, I would think it may be um, it's like having called together.
Yes.
Um,
So I think the prefix is relates to the word seen, which we were talking about a little bit earlier too, which can mean like with,
okay,
like called together, or called with, or something, or
okay.
um, yeah. And then yeah, what about what case is Archiaris and Arjundas? What's the case of
Um,
those two?
they're both accusative dative. Oh, sorry, accusative plural. I think.
Accusative?
Um, tous. Um, oh, is it?
Oh yes, actually you're right. You're right. Sorry, it is accusative.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing because it looks like a dative
Uh-huh.
a bit. The first one, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
So pilot having called together and then the chief priests and the rulers and um, and um, like, and the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Yep. And what's the case of the people, Laon?
Um, That's accusative singular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Yes, I agree. Okay. Daniel, verse 14.
Epen pros autus, pros nenkate ton anthropon tuton, hos apostrephonta ton laon, kai idu ego enopion, humon, anakrinas uthen, heuron, ento anthropo tuto, aition, aition, hon categorete kat autu. All right.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Let's see.
I'm so
So
glad.
some tricky words in here would be apostrephonta. Right here. Let's see. Anakrinos. Although I think I probably know what that's composed of. Categorete. Actually, didn't. Oh no, that looks very similar to
It
this.
does, yeah. I was wondering if that categorete relates to our English word category. I don't know if it does.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it does, but I just.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. What is the case of anthropon, ton anthropon? This one here.
That's going to be an accusative singular.
Okay. What about the word right before that? Me.
That's going to be dative singular.
Yeah. Okay. And the verb right before that as well. What's the parsing of that one?
Let's see. That's an aorist imperative, plural.
Nice. Is that an imperative there? I don't remember.
My guess would be, well, actually, no, that's probably an indicative.
Okay, yeah, it is, yes. Okay, yeah, indicative, yeah. So, like, and how would you translate that?
The whole thing or just that word?
Oh, sure, go ahead and do that. Well, actually, how about the 3 words before that even?
Oh, sure. So, he said to them.
Yeah. Good, yeah.
It's kind of interesting that they have that verse break off there.
Right. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm going to try and string it, so I'm not familiar with apostrephonta. I can see it's a participle.
Apostrephonda, from my understanding, means to deceive or mislead.
Okay, yeah. Strepho, turn, yeah, turn, okay.
And then, so what's the words right after that? Ton laon. What are, if that verb is like that, then what's going on with these 3 words? Apostrephonda, ton laon.
That'd be something like deceiving or turning away the people.
Yeah. Good. Yep. And what about a few, just 2 words after that? Idu. What does that mean?
Oh, and behold, and
yes,
lo.
Yeah, and lo. Yeah, that's a good one. I wish we still spoke like that. Yeah, great. And then let's see what else here to ask. What about the Uzen Ephron? So again, this is one of those false diphthongs according to Luke Ramirez. Ramirez, like, and I think it'd be like Ephron. How would you say that?
Yeah, like Helfron, something like that.
Yeah. And what does that mean? That word right there?
I found.
Yeah.
It's like aorist from Heurisco.
Yep.
or Hevrisko or something like.
And what about the next word, tuto etion? Etion is probably a hard word. It's not a common one. You know what that one is?
That would be like cause for blame or something like that.
Okay, yeah. We're good. We're good. Okay, why don't you translate that whole verse?
All right. Gonna have to look up. Well, actually, no. Kategorete. I gotta remember what that meant higher
Yeah.
up. Okay. So he said to them, "You brought to me this man." Host here probably means something like since. So since he was deceiving the people,
Uh-huh.
or maybe as if he was deceiving the people.
Yes, I like that. Like as if, or yeah, I like that one.
And behold, I, let's see. Enopion is like before the face of you guys.
Uh-huh.
I have found nothing anakrinos, probably meaning condemning, something like that.
Let's see, I actually don't remember that one right up.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh yeah, judge, yeah, examine. I questioned him, I think, right? Is that the
Let's see. Verb aorist active participle. So
yeah,
looks like
I
that's a
believe like
participle.
okay, like so how would you translate that one then? As a participle?
So I have found nothing like having judged. Oh, so yeah, having judged him, I have found nothing. I have found rather no cause for blame in this man.
Yeah.
Let's see. In this man, like whom? Let's see. You have brought charges against him, something like that. This man whom
Right.
you've brought charges against.
Yeah. Or kind of like as. I think there's another good one for like as or with the on there. Right? Oh, never mind. Wait. Okay, never mind. I take that back because that's a participle, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought at first too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Excellent. Okay, great. Yeah, thank you, Maria Sofia.
Okay, there we go. Where are we? 15, right?
Yep.
Okay. Al ουδέ Ηρώδης ανεπέμψεν γαρ αυτόν προς ημάς και ιδού ουδέν άξιον θανατού εστίν πεπραγμένον αυτό.
Okay, great. How would you? What's the case of thanatu? Thanatu.
Okay, θανάτου. Okay, θανάτου, that would be God, is that genitive?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. And so the word right before that, axion.
Axion.
Axion. Do you know what the case of that one is?
The case of axion.
Or even what that word is in?
I don't know what that word means. And I guess would the case be accusative?
Well,
or would they both be in the same case? That would make it. Where am I again? I lost my place.
I think that the axion here, I think this relates to the word action, I believe. Is that am I correct? Anyone else know?
Let's see.
And
I think that it's like, I think they still say axios in modern Orthodox churches for various things. It means something like worthy or deserving.
Oh, okay. Yes, worthy. Okay, so how would you translate those two words together? Then axion, like worthy, thanatu. Like worthy, and then you have genitive. Oh, actually, maybe I forgot to ask you. Do you remember what thanatu means?
Death.
Yeah, death. And since it's in the genitive, it could be like of death.
Worthy of death.
Yes,
Deserving.
worthy of death. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's right. So it's like, and then the word right before that, what's the word right before axion?
Uden.
Then,
So that's negate nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, yeah, just like not, or maybe in English we just might translate in this case it's just not something.
Yeah, it's like it negates, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Like it's a negation. So then idu, that's so is that the one we just had? Was it like
Yes.
low or look?
Yes, it is. Yep.
And so and low, not deserving of death. Esteem is the verb, which I haven't really learned yet, but I guess esteem is the third person singular of me.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how to translate that. But and not deserving of death. Him or he is whatever he is him. Or is
Right.
I lost my you know. Esteem. Where was I? Axion Thanatu Esteem. Pepragmenon after. Okay, so pepragmenon, I don't know what that means. I don't know what pepragmenon means. So him.
So
After.
like, yeah, I believe, let's see, actually, can anyone else help out with this one? Pepragmenon.
I mean, just from context, from knowing what this verse is wanting to say, is that he hasn't done anything that guilty of that would warrant putting him to death.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. Pepragmenon, like perpetrated something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Actually, just so we've just hit there out of time, so we have just this 4-word, really short verse. We just finish it off and we can go. So Anna, do you want to read just that last those 4 words and translate that and end with that one?
Yeah, sure. It's 16, right?
Yes. Or yeah, it's kind of one of those weird ones because like the way the counting is, man.
Okay, Paideusa sunauton apolysa. It's kind of a tricky one for me because it's like paideuo is basically like educate by, but like knowing the Greek and the archaic ways of treating children is probably something like beating or something like that.
Yes,
right?
Good job. That's actually a great way. Maria Sofia enjoyed that too.
You see, that's why I'm very nervous when I read the Greek, because it wasn't, gentle correction back.
No, that was great. No, that was good. It was really good. You're right, Anna. Yes.
Okay, so Paideusas is gonna be probably aorist, so like he, and it's participle, I guess. So he having beaten him, Apolysso, so he Apolysso actually it's from Leo, so it's like from make someone free, right? But it looks actually like future, and I cannot kind of understand why.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a good point. Because, yeah, I will release. So, yes, you're right. That's a good observation. I will release him. A few future verbs here. In this.
Okay, so it's like part of his speech. So he told them that I will release him after I have beaten him, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Or actually, that's in that first verb is in the aorist. So I did beat him. I beat him. So I beat him and will release him. So we have an aorist and then a future.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, we are at the top of the hour. So thank you for another wonderful day of reading the Greek New Testament text together.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Brian, for all your hard work.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, yeah, I really enjoy it, and it's great to see you guys, and look forward to seeing you again later.
All right,
Mhm.
see you guys.
Okay,
Yep.
bye.
Have a good one.